A lot of people think about how to make more money, how to get rich, how to give their children the best education and how to provide for themselves and their families. It is a natural need. On social media or on the internet we came across fabulous stories of millionaires who buy vast properties, travel the world, party every day and do nothing most of the time. They have extravagant lives. They got rich with ease on the beach and hardly had to do anything to do it. You couldn't be further from the truth. I personally met many millionaires and I can tell you, wouldn't know them at first glance. They act and dress inconspicuously and they're modest. When we talk about how they made their first million, it was a lot of work for one, working morning and night, weekends and holidays. All at the expense of family and friends, often working without a paycheck or for the same salary as the cleaning lady at the company. Eventually, though, they made it, and after a few years, they became rich. A lot. They value their work and the employees, and when we talk about business, their passion and interest to share the knowledge they had gained was ignited. You certainly wouldn't think of millionaires as coming from a wealthy family or having made a lot of money through business. In our meetings, I was often intrigued by how they handle their money, how they think about it, where they invest it and how they spend their free time. Welcome to my channel Invest with Jiri, where I cover everything about money, investing in the capital markets or investing in real estate. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at the lives of millionaires. How they achieve such wealth, how they think about money or how they spend their free time. It's such a broad topic that it's going to go on for several videos. Most of us ordinary people don't have such wealth. But I think it's good to be inspired and learn from the rich, to realize what the real values of life are. If a person has $100 million or more, they think about life very differently than a person who is struggling with money and can't pay their bills, is in credit card debt and has everything they own on credit. How did they manage to make so much money? The most common story of such a rich person is getting money through business. The company generates free capital and expands. The business thrives and the company gradually gets bigger, buys more machinery, optimizes production processes, expands product offerings and develops human potential. All this tends to increase the value of the company so much that it eventually generates more cash than it can consume and makes its owner a multi-millionaire. This is the most common case of ultra-rich people. Inheritance is among other examples of how to acquire huge wealth. A family builds wealth and passes it on from generation to generation. The main task of the heirs is to maintain, manage and eventually expand the property. The heirs are also entrepreneurs, but with the difference that they did not have to build a business from the ground up. How do millionaires spend their free time? People with such wealth no longer worry about the ordinary expenses of living. They have secured enough money and the money is now working for them. Mostly they have given to developing their businesses and continue to work to lower and often creative positions. There is one difference, however, and that is that they can choose not to go to work at any time or to take a few days off. Ordinary people usually think of ultra-rich people as doing nothing and not working, but the opposite is true. If you develop a business all your life and at the age of 40 or 50 you reach a huge capital, you are already working out of habit. You enjoy your work and find it fulfilling. You see a purpose in it. I've also met people who have found a full-time replacement for themselves in a management position and continue to watch their company from afar. Now and then they go to a meeting, now and then they go to operations, but everyday worries no longer concern them. When rich people have time off with their families, they usually go to their property in the mountains or by the sea to spend their free time. They usually go on vacation more times than average, but it's certainly not all leisure time. How do people with that kind of property think about money? In most cases I've interviewed of millionaires, they view money as a means. For them, money is a tool to change something, to advance something, to help someone, to make a difference. Having a lot of money also requires a lot of responsibility. You have to think about what you are going to do with it to maintain its value, where to put the money, who will manage it, who you will pass it on to when you die, and many other responsibilities that ordinary people often don't have to think about. One more interesting observation: when we were in the supermarket together, they are usually interested in the details of the product and think economically. They read labels, they compare different types and qualities of the product. For them, the basis is still price-performance ratio. They still think about the expenditure. What do ultra-rich people value most? If you manage to build the kind of wealth that will provide for you for a lifetime, then you will realize that the time you have left here on earth is a critical commodity to have. In the event that you have a whole day free, you need to think about what you are going to spend it on, when and for how long. You begin to realize the value of time. Conversely, in the hustle and bustle of work and family, when you don't have time to stop during the day, time passes so quickly that you look back and your life is over. Another asset for the rich is attention. The rich know very well that what they pay attention to, they will develop. Will they pay attention to family, friends, hobbies? My millionaire friends and I often discuss the basic questions of life. Where does one go in life? What values in life are worth pursuing? What do people really enjoy and find fulfilling? What gives us the strength to get out of bed in the morning? I love these conversations and look forward to them so much that I decided to share them with you today. There's more, but that's for another time. I'd be glad to hear your insights and perspective on wealth in the comments. Of course, it's important to realize that money isn't everything, but unfortunately we find that out either too late or at the end of our lives. Thank you so much for your attention. That's the one asset for the rich, and for taking the time to follow along. That's the other asset for the rich. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I look forward to the next time. Have a great time and invest wisely.